The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast. So unreal, YouTube madness, like, share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house again tonight. And of course, I got the lovely PJ with me. And you guys, both for the most part, you should already know the routine. Leave your DNA. Where, PJ?
On the like button.
On the damn like button, people. Okay? That way I don't have to go crazy tonight and say it a million times. Also, if you're brand new here, make sure you sub up the channel. Ring the bell for notifications and don't be a cat kicker. Okay, don't do it. Anyway, tonight we are talking a little bit about the Delphi murders. I started talking about it last night, got a little sidetracked talking about other things, and we're also going to be touching in on the Idaho 4 tonight. Y'all remember that, right? To lock your doors because there's crazy killers out there that may bust up in your crib with a K-bar and be like, ee, 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 ee. And you don't want that. You don't need that smoke. Okay, PJ, which one do you want to kick off with first? Do you want to kick off? You want to kick off? I knew you was going to say Delphi. Now, do you think this man is innocent or guilty?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know?
It's possible he did it, but I don't believe they proved that he did it. On Saturday, the last thing that was announced as to what was going on is that they had requested an interrogation from when he was being interviewed. I believe it was before he went crazy. You've got a piece of hair. Sorry. And so I believe they were also wanting the bridge guy video.
Maybe are they trying to compare the voices? Maybe
I'm thinking so. But what I would have an issue with being any human on this planet today, in this day and age and world we live in, is the fact that they have told us about several AI methods of
enhancing the video
to make it fit and to be horizontal and vertical. And some parts of it were, it's been enhanced and it's been edited.
So how can you use it as an official source if they've enhanced the audio and enhanced the video?
That's what I want to know.
And add it to it and, to make it sound better. Does it still sound like the bridge guy? Now, PJ, my thought is this. When we see the bridge guy walking across the bridge, he looks like he's a minute or two away from them. But just within 30 seconds, we hear a man come on there and say, "Girls down the hill."
That's another issue.
How
because
can that be the bridge
that's
guy
not
if he's so
possible.
far away?
Right, that's not possible.
And
If
you
that
hear
video-
it clear, like the person's right up in the phone.
Exactly.
So that means that person was in a couple feet of that iPhone,
Hey, Trinity.
and the bridge guy was so far away. Is it even the same person?
Well, no. See, this is what I just got done saying is that they edited the video and basically they could have conjoined it together at a part where a little piece is missing from the middle of it. So it seems as though he morphed and was right there next to him from one second
But
to the next.
the video was only 41 seconds long. Even if he was way back there on the bridge, there's no way he got across that bridge.
He ran.
He couldn't have ran, but there's slats between the bridge. He would have broke a leg.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you have to walk across that bridge because it's a train trestle. It's not like a flat bridge where you can see when they take a picture of the bridge guy, he is looking down because you have to watch every step you take, because if you step wrong, you could break a leg. Your leg could go down in between those train tracks.
Right.
So
I mean, I've walked on a train before, I know.
And
I
he
was just
definitely
being
did.
sarcastic.
He definitely didn't run.
No.
And one, he's a big guy. He would have ran. He'd have got up to the girls and been like, "Girls, down the hill." You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't that.
He was pretty chubby. He didn't look
Mhm.
like a small guy. He didn't look athletic.
I couldn't really tell underneath his coat and his layers of clothing.
Yeah,
but
and the way I guess it may have made him look bigger the way he was kind of puffing his arms out, but he didn't look like a thin, small
I know
guy.
that loop they made him walk in the 2 seconds of him being face forward and walking was just a loop, so it looked like he had this massive gait.
Yeah, and
that I
really
don't
he didn't
know
even
if he
take but
really even
one
have.
step.
Right, it was like one step forward, and it was just looped for him to have the one step forward over and over and over and over, and you could kind of see it once it was brought to your attention.
That they edited it, yeah.
Right. And so to me now it's just like, what day and age are we at in where we're going to be subject to that?
People were watching the way Richard Allen walked thinking that's the way the bridge guy walked, but what it is it's less than a second clip, and they just keep splicing it together so you can see the bridge guy. So you never really see him take a full step. Right, you only really basically see him take a half a step, and they keep looping it like almost like a short. You know how they loop, and it kind of just keeps doing that, so you could get a picture of the bridge guy, because really there's only like 1 second of recording of the bridge guy,
right?
And I'm just thinking, in the time frame it took to get across that bridge, that whoever said that may not have even been the bridge guy. So the jury wants this video played and they want to hear the interview because they're going to try to compare the voices, is what I truly believe.
That's what I think that they were trying to do. But all of these people that are involved or from this area seem to have similar sounding voices, because Ron Logan's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend said that she was certain that was the voice of Ron Logan. Yeah,
and he also hit her in the head with a wrench.
Right.
Okay. Now,
and it was,
if you don't act right, I'm gonna get me a wrench. Okay. I'm playing.
You done lost your mind.
All right. I'm gonna pull a full Ron Logan. I'm just kidding. But the lady said basically he hit her in the head with a wrench, and he was really abusive and really crazy, and that his voice matched the bridge guys. Right now, I don't know. I mean, I didn't date the man. I don't know. Ron Logan's not here to answer for himself. And, his alibi was basically he was at a tropical fish store where he was looking at fish. All right. Now, the crazy thing is, did Ron Logan even own a fish tank? That's what we should have asked Ron Logan's ex. Did he have a fish tank?
Right.
Right? Because why would you be looking at fish? That's like me right now. We don't own a fish tank. Right. So if you were like, where you been at? Okay, we lost. Hold on a second. Hold on. We having some technical difficulties real quick. Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened there, but my screens, it must have timed out sleep screens because I didn't move the mouse in a while, and our whole screens just went black on us. So we lost you guys for like a half a second, right? So if he don't have a fish tank, it wouldn't make much sense for him to be looking at fish. It's just like if I was gone and he said, where were you at? And I'm like, oh, I was looking at fish. You would have been like, why?
My kid just texted me if she could get tongue piercing. I'm done.
You're done. Okay. Long as she don't hang out on a train trestle.
She's 13. She's not getting a tongue piercing.
Okay. I was kidding about the train trestle and the tongue piercing. I
It
wouldn't.
just threw me off. I'm just completely like, where am I right now?
Right. Okay. So that's strange, odd, and bizarre. Speaking of which, later tonight when I go live, we're going to be talking about the strange, the odd, and bizarre. Well, I am. PJ will be in bed because it's past her bedtime. But later on tonight, I'm going to be streaming about some things other than true crime. So if you want to tune in, it's going to be around 12:30ish. We're going to be talking about alien abductions tonight, right? Because I was abducted by an alien once. Okay. He was an illegal alien. He brought me back. No worries. No worries. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I find it weird. Kids are strange. They're definitely strange. Like you just said, your kid wants a tongue
She
piercing.
showed me a picture of me with my tongue pierced, so that's probably what that is.
Well, now she got to be like, well, you had one. Why can't, Well, that's what you tell her. Say, well, I made mistakes. I'm trying to make sure you learn from my mistakes. And no. All right. But at least she's not hanging out at the train trestle. Like, hey, mom, can I go hang out in the middle of the
I used to
woods?
hang out at the train.
That is
behind my best friend's
crazy.
house.
That is crazy. That's where serial killers hang out. Ain't that right, chat room? If you agree with me, make sure you let me know. Serial killers be hanging out in the woods. Where do you think Jason Voorhees lives? In the woods. Okay. Most of these killers are in the woods. So you can't be hanging out in the woods. That's where the boogeyman lives, is in the woods, right? So there's just so much reasonable doubt for me. Now, you've kind of been 50-50 back and forth on it. But
Well, I mean, I've been 50-50 as to whether or not he really truly did it. As far as whether or not they proved that he did it, they didn't. It's, I mean, I think they're
well,
gonna
they
have a hung
left out
jury.
so much evidence that I think they will convict him. And as a matter of fact, I think they're going to convict him tomorrow. I just feel like they've been trying to railroad this man into prison from the beginning of this.
Right, but the jury sees what's going on.
Yeah,
They're
but the
asking
jury
questions.
is like hand selected, and some of them jury members have police officers as their family.
Yeah.
And they're from that area, right? So, they got friends in other police forces. Even though they moved it, they still got buddies. You know what I'm saying? All them police are like buddies, right? They hang out together. Look at what happened in Boston, right? I mean, in Canton, Massachusetts, with damn Karen Reed, all them cops were friends, hanging out at the bar, drinking and driving, breaking the law. They're all buddies. So if jury members or their families are cops,
They're
I think
sequestered though. They can't talk to their family.
they say that. But
I
do you
know.
think anybody follows the rules in this world?
Who the heck knows nowadays? But I've seen some protesters setting up already to see the verdict, and I believe they were pro Richard Allen protesters.
Oh, today somebody sent me a video of somebody threatening to kill Richard Allen outside the courtroom if he was released.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
There's people threatening their lives if they don't find him guilty, that Richard Allen will be murdered. How stupid can you get? There's YouTubers out there too, right? And they recorded the guy doing it, and they brought the police up and everything. And basically, he said that if he gets released, he's going to get shot. And this dude had a gun on him in front of the courthouse.
That's pretty scary.
We're talking about the backwoods parts of Indiana.
That's really scary.
I've been to Indiana, and I didn't even know they had rednecks up north. I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't know. I thought
that's happening. They're gonna say they're gonna keep him in jail for his safety, right?
Well, there's literally people saying there's a dude outside the courthouse armed, and he said if he gets released, he's gonna get shot. He said he didn't say he was going to shoot him, but he's just saying that if he gets released, there's going to be street justice on Richard Allen, a man that I believe has mental health problems. What's up, Wrangler? We're in the middle of a show, buddy. We're in the middle of a show. All right. So 49er girl said on the Dolly PJ train.
Thank you.
It's the best train in the game. If you're on the express, you blessed. All right.
I know.
So get you a seat. Come on board. We have plenty of room for the rest of you guys. So make sure you can jump on the train. Dolly got to eat. Okay. Dolly got to eat. And I got to feed PJ or she gets hangry. Okay.
I'm more or less like need coffee.
Coffee fun. PJ is more the coffee drinker. She done had 2 cups a day, so she's a little hyped up, ready to go. Okay.
I had an actual cup of coffee too.
You had Starbucks and you had Dunkin' Donuts.
No, it was a moo latte. That's Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
okay.
But I had a cup
Close
of
enough.
coffee.
Dairy
My
Queen,
dad
Dunkin'
had
Donuts.
coffee still.
Huh?
I had actual coffee.
Where'd you get actual coffee at?
My dad had coffee still in the pot.
Oh, so you wouldn't drink some straight out the pot coffee. Okay,
Oh,
damn.
I wasn't driving with my coffee pot, drinking it straight out the coffee
Well,
pot.
we've seen people do that up here too. Just be like, I'm drinking the whole pot, right? Right? Got a damn meth lab in your car. Okay. Don't do it, people. Just say no. That too much caffeine makes me jittery, right? Especially since I cut out sodas, so I can only drink a very little bit of caffeine. But yeah, there's people really threatening the life of Richard
I
Allen.
mean, I believe it.
I seen it with my own eyes. These two little beady little eyes. I seen it.
It's like I've done a couple of streams in the morning where I've questioned my audience to get an idea as to why some people are so certain that he did it. Because there are a lot, even here in our chat.
Because they believe Nancy. Nancy finds everybody guilty. Listen, I love Aunt Nancy. She's the best. She's the OG of true crime. But let's be honest. She thinks everybody's guilty. If I was arrested for running a red light, Aunt Nancy right now would say I did it. I know she would.
Decaf coffee. Why would he drink decaf? It tastes nasty. The whole point of it is to have a caffeine buzz.
The dog just brought you a big ass J, a blunt. Look at that. That's what the dog's running around with in his mouth. You weirdo. Come on, here you go, Wrangler. Get that. Take it, go. Here, look. Hold on. I'll play fetch with you.
He's just going to bring it back.
He's like, you ain't getting it. He's like, attack. Okay. All right, ready? Now he's going to come back and jump on me, so I'll play with him now. Now he thinks it's game time. He got it. So he's running around with a big spliff in his mouth, okay? A Frenchie with a spliff. So anyway, like I said, people really threatening this man. Aunt Nancy has been putting out there that, he's guilty. And
see, someone says guilty.
I know. We took a poll, and there was a lot of people that thought he was guilty because he confessed 61 times. That dog is a trip.
It's going to be annoying. I can't throw it as good as you.
Okay, hold it down, and I'm going to go put up the baby gate so he has to chill.
He's just going to baby back over there crying. You might have to get him a greenie or something to make him chew.
Come on, Ranky. Hey.
Just kidding. What'd you say? I didn't see it. Somebody explained to me, make it make sense already. Yeah. Don't fall down. He's not going to cross the gate. He's going to put it up and then walk. Oh, God. Everybody's telling you not to fall. I don't think he's guilty. I felt he was coerced. That's what I was saying. I felt like the Frank's motion where they brought in the Odinism theory and the guards being Odinist. They were saying how he was being forced to make the phone calls where he was confessing, and with him hanging up that one phone call and then saying, okay, I did it. Now what? It makes me think that some of that actually was really true.
What about the phone calls?
Yeah.
And him being threatened to make those phone calls?
Because that was a big part of their motion to get the Odinism stuff brought in, was the fact that they were saying that he was being bullied inside the jail.
I think there's some truth to that. Believe it or not. And I know a lot of people don't think that. They don't think guards bully you in jail. But I've been locked up and they do bully you. They're mean to you, or they'll say slick shit to you. Now, as far as putting their hands on you, I've had some guards put their hands on me, shove me, not force me to do anything, but just be real shitty to me, Nina, thank you so much for jumping on the Dolly train. Okay. That is awesome of you. Get you a nice seat, buckle up. Let's share this video a little bit about the jury deliberating. Mm-hmm. And this is coming from Fox News out of Indiana. So give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. All right, add it to the stream. What else? Let's go.
From Central Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 News at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight a bit late. I'm Jenny Drasler. After more than 14 hours of deliberation tonight, we're still waiting for a decision from the jury in the Delphi double murders trial. Deliberations will not resume until Monday morning. And as we continue to wait to find out if those jurors believe Richard Allen is the man who killed Abby Williams and Libby German off the Monon High Trail in 2017. Our Russ McQuaid and Max Lewis have been in Delphi covering this court case from the very beginning and have the very latest tonight.
Well, this was the third day of jury deliberations in the Richard Allen Delphi double murder trial here at the Carroll County Courthouse. Max, this jury over the course of 3 days has been behind closed doors for 14 and a half hours.
Yeah.
If you were looking for a quick verdict, that clearly hasn't happened. What's taken so long?
Yeah, well, we know that there was some movement today, and we know that Judge Gall said before we even started deliberations that if the jury wanted to maybe see some evidence over again,
That's what we are just speaking about. Guys, we got 270 likes on this video. We got almost 650 people in the room with us. So do us a favor real quick if you're tuning in. This helps us a ton in the algorithm. Smash that like button, elbow it, drop kick it. PJ says don't lick it, but I say, hey, if you want to lick the like button, lick it, okay? And then once you do that, and don't cheat because I can see you tonight, right? I'm looking right at you. Look, I see you. I want you to shout out where you're watching us from tonight, okay? So like the video, and then once you do that in the chat room, shout out where you're watching from.
the attorneys and Richard Allen would have to come here and be present for that, and we witnessed that today. This was the first day we've seen some movement, really, because the defensive team arrived this morning around 10 o'clock, and then Richard Allen came shortly after. We know his escort team. They were in there for approximately four hours, and then they left. The jury was here for a little bit longer, but they left a little bit before 3 o'clock today.
All right, if that jury is coming in and we were led to believe they were looking at video evidence, they wanted to see it again on the big screen. Well, there's basically four kinds of video evidence in this case. We're all familiar with Bridge Guy video. There were two videos of Richard Allen's interview with police officers in October of 2022, which led to his arrest. There would be video of him being escorted around Westville Correctional Facility, and then there would be audio tapes of those phone calls with his wife where he issued confessions to the murders of Abby and Libby. Looking at those four different kinds of either audio or videos, let's walk down through.
Thank you, Snowflake.
What would the jury want to look at a second time? Why wouldn't they want to look at something? What do you think they were looking at?
Yeah, there was a lot of talk during the trial, a lot of videos, particularly of him in Westville. So it's likely that they may have seen enough of that. But those other important videos, I mean, the whole crux of the prosecution's case is Richard Allen is Bridge Guy. So that Bridge Guy video may be very important to them, as well as Richard Allen before he went to Westville, before his arrest, speaking with police in his own words, you know, repeatedly in those interviews, notably denying any involvement. But it might be up, the jury might want to see that again and see what's going on with it.
Well, what we saw in one of the first original interviews he did in 2022, he was first told, one, you're not under arrest, here's your Miranda rights. He continues to talk. During the first half hour of that, he's very helpful with police, pointing out pictures on the map. No, I would have driven here. But you could sense in that video when they go, by the way, what were you wearing?
Oh, yeah. I just forgot, PJ, tomorrow is a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Veterans Day, right?
Yeah.
So are they going to have court?
They are.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so court is in tomorrow, and I think they're going to reach a verdict tomorrow, to be honest. So we'll be on standby for the verdict tomorrow. So as soon as it comes out, we'll come up here. Well, I will. PJ, you'll be at work tomorrow. Do you work tomorrow too, right?
Yeah, I work tomorrow.
So I will be up here with you guys for a verdict watch. If he is, if they do come to a verdict, we will go live here to discuss what goes on. I mean, in this case, I know people have mixed feelings, and you're entitled to your opinions up here, guys. If you think he's innocent, I'm not mad at you, okay, because you believe these confessions. But just my opinion on this is I've seen people with mental health issues confess to things they did not do. This wouldn't be something, there's been people confess to murders they didn't commit, right? And in the beginning, he said he wasn't going to confess to a crime he didn't commit, and they started pressuring him about you're putting your wife and you're putting her through all this, and it's your fault. And I guess he didn't want to upset his wife. He's really dependent on his wife, kind of like P. Diddy is on baby oil, right? And he told his wife on the phone in one of the phone calls, if they keep doing this, then I'll just tell them whatever they want. Right. So he's basically saying he would confess to stuff he didn't do. And in the early confessions, he said that he shot Abby and Libby in the back. Right. And these girls wasn't shot in the back. They wasn't shot at all. They were, they had their throats cut. Not very much blood on Abby, but Libby was stripped naked. She was posed. So this was a staged crime. And she had blood pretty much all over her neck and her hands from, I guess, where she was grabbing her neck. But when she was found dead, her hands wasn't nowhere near her neck. One of her hands was straight up in the air, and she had a log and some branches laying over top of her. And there's some odd things that had happened in this, as far as, the phones. The phone had the headphones plugged in at 5 o'clock, and Richard Allen, according 5:30. According to Richard Allen, he was gone before 4 o'clock. Okay, so
it got unplugged at 10:30, I think.
Yeah, and then 10:30 at night.
And then I actually talked about this the other night here, but I didn't know the full context of what occurred or how they got the whole. Well, it could have been water damage, and it was the prosecution that went out after the questioning by the defense, or the witness from the defense that came out and said that was found on the metadata. The witness came back and they had him on stand, and so the person up there for prosecution was asked, how that's possible or why that wasn't looked into, because I think he was the one that originally did the phone data stuff. Well, he said that he had Googled it while he had gone out for the small break, and he said that Google says, so it's not even a valid source really. He just said that Google says, oh, it's possibly just because there's water damage in the phone.
Yeah, but they walked through this creek. They didn't swim across the creek.
Right. They walked through the creek.
Yeah. So, I mean, what did she drop her phone in the creek? I mean, the phone shouldn't have been soaking wet, and it couldn't have been wet at 5 o'clock because it was powered on.
Yeah.
Right. So usually if your phone gets wet, you got to put it in a bag of rice. You got to wait a day, take it out, and it's dried out enough you can use it.
The clothing
and most iPhones
was damp.
Most iPhones are waterproof to a certain level anyway.
They say that, but I don't believe that, because my phone accidentally fell in the toilet one time. And I got it in record timing, and it was daggone sure done.
I've seen a diver find an iPhone in the water in a lake, pull it out the lake, plug it in, and power the phone on. That's straight out the lake.
Hogwash.
I'm just saying what I've seen. You can see CGI. It on YouTube, right? You can see it on wasn't waterproof 7 years ago. I mean, I ain't saying that they're completely submergible waterproof, but if they get just slightly wet,
Heck,
what is my phone? My phone's an iPhone
12 or 11.
11. How many years ago was that from?
You can count 24 minus
7 years ago.
It was definitely more than 7 years ago. 11. I don't know what you'd have to look up to see what year it came out. It wasn't 2011. Like
I carry around an iPhone 11. Not nothing fancy. I ain't rich. I ain't got $1,000 for a phone. So
JSTC said right. PJ, I got mine in record time too, and it was done. So my phone was done though.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was like the third or fourth that's happened to. And the one before that, I was swimming out in my backyard on the deck, and the freaking phone was wrapped in a towel, and suddenly a wind gust just whoosh, my phone in the water with the towel. Nope, that was done too. And that was like a 12.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking these phones wasn't submerged in the water.
But then when I go outside sometimes, and like I come in from outside and it's raining outside, it'll say my phone has like when I plug my power cord in it, it'll alert me to say to unplug it because there's a water source detected or something.
Hold on, let me hit this Kool-Aid.
But I don't know how much.
Karen Reed's innocent. That's what it tastes like. Tastes like Karen Reed's innocence. That's what Kool-Aid tastes like to me. You know what I'm saying? Karen Reed's innocence.
I can't.
All right. Anyway, a little off subject, but yeah, I mean, I don't believe the phone was soaking wet.
No, I don't either. And I
so-
don't really believe he found that as a reliable resource. And he just came back in basically and just had a quick Google search. So I'm more likely to believe there was something plugged into that phone than I am that it was wet.
Yeah, I think something was plugged in. I think this was a staged crime. I don't think it's something that happened really fast. Okay. I think it was whoever did this was out there for a little while because he had time to strip them down, Libby down completely naked. He had time to dress Abby. And, you know, Abby, where she was at, she was killed in a spot. There was no blood trail.
Yeah.
So she was killed right there where she was at. But Libby was killed next to that tree. That's why there's the bloody handprint on the tree. That's why there was a puddle of blood at the base of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was moved into the spot she was found in. Or she fell in that spot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but her throat wasn't cut there. It was actually cut near the tree. So whoever did this didn't rush. You know, I think this may have been a situation where there was more than one killer. And because
I believe there had to have been because of their sizes. And then dead weight, when you're dead, you're a lot heavier.
Yeah. And he's moving her. He's moving, you know, for her age, she was a plus size girl.
Mm-hmm.
She was fluffy. That's a good way of saying it. And she wasn't light. Okay. So, and there's no drag marks.
No, there's definitely no drag marks.
So whoever picked her up and actually moved her. And you look at Abby, she's thin. She looked like she could haul ass if she ran,
Mm-hmm.
right? She looks healthy and shape. And like if she bolted, she'd be gone. And kids that young are way faster than an old ass man. I don't know one kid I can run down.
Laura Calvert said, how could you plug your phone in the middle of the woods? It's a headphone jack.
A headphone jack was plugged in.
And some theorize that was done in order to silence the ringing because I guess the parents of the missing girls were calling
them.
it.
Yeah. And so somebody was out there with them. Now, I don't know who that person was or if Ron Logan is involved with somebody. Because I believe there's two people. I don't believe the guy we see walking across the bridge is the guy that says girls down the hill. Because of the time frame of the video, they didn't shoot but a 41 second video. And this guy was, 100 yards away walking.
At one point in the last couple of days during trial, the defense attorney, I believe it was Brad Rosie, but I'm not sure which of the two it was, had requested that the judge go get a warrant and issue an arrest for Elvis Fields. And I think that's exactly where they should go. Because if he said that he had spit on one of the girls, there's a connection to something there, period. I don't care what you say. That's not just him making it up.
Yeah.
And his sister, the lady he told it to, took a lie detector test and passed it.
Yeah. Me, myself, I've never been one to believe in lie detector tests because, Ted Bundy passed a lie detector test and he was butchering women. So I've never, some people can calm their nerves, especially people that are killers. They're sort of, most of them are motionless.
His sister took the lie detector test.
Yeah, and she passed.
Right, because he's the one that told her all this stuff. And so she went to authorities trying to alert them because it's concerning. Hey, my brother done said all this bad stuff and these girls came up missing. And so they gave her a lie detector test and she passed it. And one of the things that she said that he was worried about him being incriminated because he was asking about if he had spit on the girls or one of the girls. And
would they be able to tell?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's finish watching the rest of this and then we'll jump right back into it.
The girls disappeared. And when I watch that, he draws back a little bit and there's a pause when it is suddenly dawning on him what they're talking about. But then, of course, he goes on and cooperates for another hour when he learns at the end he's a likely suspect. And then there are more videos from a week later when he meets with the state police, and they actually eventually at the end of that video put him under arrest.
Yeah, and that's going to be maybe important to the jury because maybe they accept, okay, he was crazy, he went psychotic up in the prison, okay, but let's actually look at when he was not and what were his body movements, what did he say? Does that give us any idea? But it's really anybody's guess what that jury's talking about up there.
All right.
Thank you, Cujo. Hi from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Okay, I'm mad at Canada because I couldn't get in without a passport. Okay, Cujo, but I won't hold it against you. Okay. You got to open your borders, cut a hole in the fence so Dolly can get his ass through next time. I actually wanted to visit Canada.
What you talking about?
Why are you picking on people, PJ?
I like accents. It's not,
Canada's just jumped on the Bless Express.
I love Canada.
Canada.
And their cool accents.
Hell yeah, right? They do. Hey, okay. So they like the AEIOUs.
I know.
So, all right. So thank you for jumping on the train. Put on your seatbelt. It could get a little bumpy. Now, look, let's just look at the facts. There's no legitimate eyewitness because they seen a young guy with curly hair.
None of them. Look, all of the witnesses that they had up there that are now stating that they believe they saw Richard Allen never once got asked, is this the man you saw on the bridge?
Yeah. Nobody pointed him out and said, that's the guy right there that I seen.
Right. According to the couple of people that are in the courthouse that are
no DNA.
No
none,
DNA.
Not a skin cell, not a hair, not a fiber, not nothing from Richard Allen. Okay. They have one unspent bullet casing that matches a .40 caliber gun, and the property owner next to the bridge
has a gun that couldn't be taken out of the equation of possibly being
couldn't be ruled out.
Right.
So now we got his gun that can't be ruled out, Richard Allen's, and then we got Weber's gun that can't be ruled out.
I was watching your chat last night when you were discussing that part. I guess I wasn't listening because it bounces off. But somebody in the chat, actually a couple of people were really upset. I guess you were saying that was irrelevant evidence, was hogwash.
I know they left comments,
and they
bad
were
comments
big
about
mad
me.
Because for the most part, and I kind of looked into it a little bit when it first came out, it is supposed to be like fingerprint evidence, and the fact that that's supposedly how it works, but then their expert couldn't replicate that with his weapon and the bullets. To me, just it's like your counter. It doesn't make sense, because then why is another weapon also not able to be ruled out of that pattern?
Now, look, when people say he's innocent, I don't get big mad at you guys, right? I don't get big mad when you say Richard Allen's innocent. I mean, when you say he's guilty, I don't get mad. But when I said he was innocent, people were leaving comments like, Dolly, how dare you take up for this dude that took the life of these little girls, right? And I'm not taking up for him. I'm talking factual stuff. Like, what it don't make sense. And if things don't make sense, that's what I bring to you guys. When a kid goes missing, usually I'm the one saying, hey, this mom has some explaining to do. This family has some explaining to do because things don't make sense. And
that's why I really wanted people that were so adamant on that. And hopefully somebody might call tonight, because I want to have the conversation, because like, they're so 100% certain and so emotional that he's guilty. I want to know, if that was you on in his place, would you feel that it would be right to be treated this way? Like, if you might have not done it, it's like,
exactly. If you were in this same situation as him, wouldn't you want people to give you the benefit of the doubt? And the burden of proof is on the prosecution, not on him, right? So they haven't had anything really solid that points the finger at Richard Allen. And I'm just telling people there's a lot of reasonable doubt. If he gets convicted, I'm not going to be like cry about it.
No,
if he gets found innocent,
happy that there was justice.
If he's found innocent, I'm not going to celebrate, because there's still two little girls that are dead.
Yeah.
Right. So I just want justice for Abby and Libby, and whatever that justice is, I want the right person in jail. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So when people are like hateful to me, like, I can't believe this, and you believe, well, I'm just speaking on what's been presented. I'm not making anything up.
Even the experts that are analyzing the case and reporting on it, that are that's their profession. Like, I believe Vinny said how there wasn't 100% reasonable proof.
In the beginning, Vinny was, kind of like, he did it, he's guilty. And then as the trials played out, you hear him now, he's kind of backpedaling from that. And he's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Vinny kind of changed up a little bit on it. But I've been pretty solid from the beginning. But in the very beginning, I didn't know every bit of evidence they had, had.
Mhm.
But as it's came out, it's like every bit of evidence comes with some type of doubt. The witnesses, the bullet, his time, the phones, everything brings in reasonable doubt to me. And if there's some doubt in this, you cannot convict a man when there's doubt that there could be somebody
And then
possibly
Sunshine
else.
says, of course, this is what the argument is that you can't have apples and oranges and debate the two. It's like you absolutely now are going to be compared to the fact that you say that Brian K is guilty before all the info is released. I think they're both guilty, so I'm not being mean. That's your opinion.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's absolutely fine. I don't have no problem with your
Brian,
opinion.
he's got DNA evidence.
I wouldn't leave a hateful comment on your page if you said that. I think they're both guilty. I wouldn't be mad at you. I would just be like, well, I disagree about the Richard Allen thing, but I agree with you on the Brian Kohlberger thing.
So heavy that it's like you either agree with their set of way or else you're talking bad about them or you're talking about the topic badly, and I don't really understand that because I mean two can be.
We're a discussion channel, so we actually want people to believe something different than us because we believe when people believe different things, it makes the discussion better. Now, if everybody came in the room and just said, "Dolly, you right," then what the hell what would we have to talk about? I love the callers that challenge me with their information so we can go back and forth and discuss it. It's not about fighting because we're all adults here. I've looked at my analytics. I don't have any kids that watch me. So we're just adults sharing our opinions on a court case, basically. Nobody's family members to them. We're not, most of us are not in Delphi. So we're just discussing this as outsiders. So that's why I don't get mad at you guys' opinions or disrespect you. But people find it okay to disrespect me when they come in about my opinions, right? But you click
because you don't agree with theirs, and it's not okay in their opinion.
Yeah, but you clicked on my video to hear my
you don't
opinion,
have to be here.
And then when I give you my opinion, you're mad at me about it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see the world. People see the world in different ways, and it's from experience and life. Life experiences make you look at things certain ways, and everybody's had different life experiences. So everybody's looking at things from a different way.
Some people can't understand why he would confess if he didn't do it.
If you have mental illness, that would explain it.
Right. I mean, I understand it. I think that's where we're getting the argument or the disagreement.
I get it. And I think that's why we're talking about it, because it makes for an engaging conversation. All right.
All right. Judge Gold told the jurors she was going to give them Sunday off. That's away from their families. They don't have an opportunity to access media, even visit with their families like they usually do. And Max, we all come back to work Monday morning as the deliberations in the Richard Allen.
This is why I wrote in Dolly for president.
The fourth day. With Max Lewis, I'm Russ McQuaid in Delphi.
All right. I think I make a decent president. I love all people, no matter what, So I think I would do a fair job and be fair to the American people. PJ's like, yeah, sure you would. Okay. I'll be the first dictator. Be like, it's going down like this.
I'm not in a fairy tale land, so I'm sure you'd be great.
Well, the average person, in this world can't be the president.
I know.
People got to be in the pocket of somebody.
Right.
Super PACs, and money. It takes millions and millions of dollars to run for president. So you can't just be a broke dude from the hood.
I'm pretty sure they're picked out beforehand.
Yes. Way picked. Well, it's the elite,
Are they all related?
I mean, I don't know if they're all related. I know they're all buddies. You know what I'm saying? They all playing golf together.
Different documentaries where they can trace that they're all somehow related. It's weird.
Well, everybody is related. If you,
I know,
Adam and Eve. We all came from Adam and Eve, so we're all. I always say my brothers and sisters up here. You know what I'm saying in YouTube, because we are all brothers and sisters.
I don't like anybody that much.
If you go far enough back, we all just a big family. So. Love your family, treat them good, and that's why I treat my people up here so good. That's why I don't fight with people that disagree with me or nothing like that. So, do you want to take calls or do you want to go into?
No, I want to take calls.
The Idaho 4 first.
I want to understand some of these people that think that he did it End of story, period. How it was proven, why we're dummies.
Okay.
You know.
All right, that sounds good to me. All right, and then we're going to jump into the Kohlberger stuff.
Mhm.
All right. So let's let me open up the phone lines. The call-in number is on the screen, 757-797-6694. Now, if you think he's guilty, I really want to hear. Why don't I have an option to answer this? Oh, because I have it open somewhere else. I don't know where it's open at. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, callers. I can't find where I got the phone lines open.
It was in that one.
I guess it was in that one. No, it's not. And this is all that's open in this one. Where's the phone lines at?
Mhm.
And now they ain't going to stop ringing.
No, of course not.
Hold on, callers. Hold on. We're having some technical difficulties. I can't stop it.
I know, but usually if I'm calling, I'm not listening to you while I'm calling. So it's like
It's not on this page. And everything else is closed. So I don't know where it's open at. It don't make no sense.
it's aliens.
It's aliens. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. We're trying to figure out what's going on with the phone lines here. Let me see this. You see, whoever's calling. So stop calling for a minute, guys. Please stop calling. We can't even find the phone lines where they're even at. Okay, and I don't want to close this because this is the page we're on.
All right. What happens when you pull it up on this same page? Like to put that back into the
It's
there it's at.
I don't think that's it though. That's opening them a new one.
Yeah, but why wouldn't it just that's weird.
I mean, I don't know.
Like why wouldn't it ring there?
All right, what is this? That might have been it. There it is. Dolly. Hello. Hello. You got to turn us down in the background. Hello. Dolly. Hey, you got to turn us down in the background also. Hey, Rita. Well, it took us a minute to find the phone lines. It just kept ringing like crazy, and we couldn't find where to answer it. The page was missing. I'm pushing every button trying to figure out where it's at, and then it's like everybody's calling at once, so it's just like ringing. And these headphones are really loud, so when that ringing, it's like it'll drive you crazy. Okay, hold on. They can't hear. We got to share this screen, is what it is. Give me 1 second. Okay, now they should be able to hear you, Rita.
Okay, Rita from Dexter, their favorite person. No. Anyway, no, it's not an echo chamber. I know that. And you guys want people to call in that thinks he's guilty. I don't think he's guilty. I do think he's innocent. I have been watching this too with you guys. I've just been sick and I've had strep throat, so I haven't been calling in.
Oh, okay.
But I made sure I watched the videos I'm watching. That's why I haven't been calling in.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, yeah, much better. And Summer's going to get that kidney. We went down to that last appointment.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to get it. And I wanted to update you guys about her as well.
Okay.
So she's getting that kidney. They did a psych test on her to make sure she could handle the kidney.
Uh-huh.
But what's helping her, she's had a kidney before, and the kidney rejected during COVID.
Oh.
So she gets an automatic chance that she gets an automatic second chance. So they're going to give her a kidney. So we got some good news finally.
Now, when kids, is there a lot of how do they get? Is this from kids that end up in car wrecks or they're passing away from something else and then they donate their kidney?
Yeah, she can also get a kidney from an adult.
Oh, okay.
But basically, she's not a baby anymore. She's 27.
Oh,
She's a
okay.
disabled adult.
Okay.
But I've been going through this with her since she was 11.
Okay, I
And
got you.
she's been on dialysis 3 times in her life. And she's been on and off dialysis since she was 14. And she's already had 1 kidney transplant when she was 22.
Uh-huh.
But she lost that during COVID. And then she lost it not even a year later because she was quarantined and her medicine needed adjusted. We were unaware of that because the hospital had us quarantine her. And when we did, she lost that kidney and it rejected. We took her to the hospital thinking she had caught COVID somehow. But
Yeah.
she was really quarantined. Like I wasn't even seeing her pretty much. She was staying at my daughter's house. She wasn't even living with me when this happened.
Okay.
So she had moved out. She was doing so good that she moved in with her older sister. And I let her do that. And everything was going fine. She was taking her meds, but she got sick. And then whenever we took her to the hospital thinking she had COVID, they had us in a COVID waiting room. Come to find out her kidney had rejected.
Oh, okay.
And then
Wow.
we stayed 17 hours in the hospital. We was transported to a bigger hospital where she was in the hospital for weeks where they were trying to save and revive that kidney that they just could not revive. And so that's why we're back. We decided to go ahead and just bite the big one, move over to Missouri and be around these hospitals, these bigger hospitals that can help her. And now she's going to get the help.
Awesome.
But I did call to let you know, not an echo chamber. We have talked about Brian Kohlberger before, and I believe he's innocent. You believe he's guilty. And you've respected my opinion, and I've respected yours.
Yeah.
And everybody should do that. You should not be getting stuff in the chat like that. I saw that too. It upset me, but my throat was hurting. And I was like, I know PJ will handle it. And it looks like she did. But my thing is this. People should not be judging you for your thoughts. You have the right to think what you want. You have that right. As you know, you always say allegedly and you give out your warning. I do believe Richard Allen is being railroaded. I think that something was going on in that jail and he was scared and they were making him confess. And I believe that. And there is a lot of rumors about the Indiana correctional system and what goes on in there. And I don't know, was he in a county jail or a prison being held?
At first he was in the county jail, but
No,
then
he
they
wasn't.
moved him straight to the prison
He
from the
went right
jail.
to the prison.
Well, he was at first he
Yeah.
was in the jail, and then they moved him to the prison for his own
Oh, okay.
safety.
Now, is he in like protective custody or is
Yeah,
he with the other inmates?
He's in lockdown 23-1, where they keep you in a cell and don't let you out. So he's not in there he's in there with other inmates, but when he comes out of his cell, he's by himself at all times.
So those guards and everybody there has full access to him. Those are questions that can be had. What made him confess to something he did not do 61 times? That's very concerning about that and why he would do that. And I agree. I think that people with mental health issues that are scared and in a position like that think, well, maybe they'll get me a deal. Maybe I can get out if I just say that I did this and I didn't do it.
Or just
That's what I think.
Or just trying to get out the
These-
cell for a few minutes at a time. Like, I'll tell you whatever you want. Let me out the cell for a little bit. And then he just tells them whatever.
Yeah.
So, but all right, Rita, we out of time. You be good. You stay safe.
All right. I'll keep listening.
All right. You be good.
All right.
Peace. So Rita agrees with us that, this man may be innocent. Right now, listen, I'm not an expert. I'm an idiot, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express one time. Dolly, PJ.
Hey, Dolly and PJ, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hey, it's Shauna from Tennessee. Sorry, I'm sitting in the middle of a freaking torrential downpour.
Hey, Shauna.
Hey, PJ, I just sent you a little chat, and I hope you saw it, girl.
All right. In the chat.
Yeah, in the chat.
Okay.
I'm on my phone as well, so I can't see the screen once I call in.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. So, my whole take on everything going on right now with the Delphi, I was late to the game. So, I've been following it more as like a juror, not someone that's like deep dived into it. And even at that, and I on purpose, I have not gone back and like watched old news on it. I've been trying just to follow what we can get from, the courtroom. And first of all, it would take, I want to be respectful. It would take somebody, a 12-year-old to not realize that this, in my opinion, has been corrupt all the way from law enforcement to the judge.
Yeah.
I don't see anything where this state has proven their case, and I am all for justice for these girls. Absolutely, just like all victims and their families. But I don't want to just convict someone if I was a juror or even in the public. I mean, I'm one that gets picked on a lot on some of these live streams when I'm like, I don't think they're guilty.
Yeah.
Like I've said that about Koberger. But some of these chats, they get disgusting and ugly. I'm like, hey, okay, sit behind your keyboard. But if you were face to face with me, could you have a decent conversation and agree to disagree or debate? What the hell is going on with this case? I've seen so much ugliness in some of these chats where I just exit.
You made a good point. In person, people would be more respectful with disagreeing with you. But online, people are just hateful when they disagree with you.
They're keyboard warriors.
So, I mean, I can understand that.
Like I have no problem with confrontation. I don't like it. I can keep myself calm, but why would you go after? Like I had to exit some of your chats, and it pisses me off because I'm still there listening and supporting, but I can't sit in these chats because like, who the hell are you? You don't know this person. Yeah, we all see you guys, online. Or on video chat, but I personally have never met you in person, neither of you, but I feel like the OG Dolly Vision people are just that, OG, respectful. Like I said, I've always said your mods are amazing and you are respectful. You guys are all open for debate, but don't come in here and go find somewhere else. Go find some of these chats that want the disdain and the fighting for clicks and views.
I'm sure there's a lot of people up here that think he's guilty. If that's what you truly believe, you probably should be listening to people that think he's guilty on that case. I think Brian Kohlberger's guilty. So I just,
and I'm on the fence with that.
Yeah.
But you're not going to sit there and scream at me about it.
No, of course not.
And I'm not going to scream at you.
I would ask you more of why you think he's innocent.
Exactly. Because it's an open discussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and that's what pisses me off about this Richard Allen case, because that's another reason I say it's so damn corrupt. Because why no cameras and all this?
Indiana don't allow cameras in court at all. So
okay, I didn't know that, but still. But locking it down the way Gull has, I can't believe she's still presiding over the case. Let me just say this, in my opinion, like I said, I did not know about this case for years. I've only recently learned about it through you and I know you're okay with me saying like Grizzly True Crime.
Yeah, I like
that's where I've learned the most about it from y'all. Well, actually, the only thing I've learned about it is from Dolly Vision and Grizzly True Crime. And you are both the same when it comes to being fair and everybody can speak their opinion, but keep it cool, calm, no hate, whatever. There's no room for hate. These drama channels are killing me. I'm so sick of it. And it started with a local case that, I'm close to with a certain boy that's missing in Tennessee.
Yes.
That's where I realized, holy crap, I didn't realize how many hate channels there were that only care about the drama for clicks and views.
Yeah, it spills over. It spills over into here sometimes from some of these.
Oh, I know, but you and your mods kindly shut it down, and that's why I stay here. Because one, I know good knows good, but when these trolls come into certain chats, not just your chat, but even Grizzly True Crime, and I know she has much respect for your channel as well, but even that hate that comes into y'all's channels, you kindly shut it down between yourselves and your mods, which is so respectful. So those that want to stay in and just, ramp things up, like I get it. Like even local, from what I've seen on a few other channels that are there locally at the Delphi case, there are even more locals saying you can't tell me he's guilty by what the state has shown. And the treatment, listen, false confessions and I know this just from my law enforcement background and with my family, they are so common, they're just not talked about.
Yeah.
But when you put someone in solitary confinement, I don't care who it is, if it's for petty theft or freaking puncturing someone's damn tire with a freaking knife.
Mm-hmm.
You put them in solitary confinement in those situations and those conditions, eventually they're going to crack. Mental illness is a real thing.
Yes.
And you don't have to be born with it.
Yes. Okay, look,
But
we're running out of time.
yeah, I know. Sorry. I know. Hey, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for opening up this discussion and keeping it clean and cool. And your mods are amazing. And PJ, love you. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You be good. Stay
Bye,
safe.
guys.
Peace.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Stay out of the woods if you want to stay safe. Okay, because look, every horror movie starts with some woods, a cabin in the woods, a campground in the woods. Somebody breaks down in the woods. Just stay out the damn woods, people, and you're going to stay alive. Like, you know, especially I could see little boys wanting to run around and play in the woods, but to see, you know, the whole story of two little girls, and basically they were catfish. They were led to those woods. You know, they thought they were going to meet Anthony Schatz, that young boy that, you know, allegedly, and this person confessed to being Keegan Klein confessed to being Anthony Schatz. He confessed to talking to Abby and Libby, and not only just Abby and Libby, but their friend. A lot of you guys leave that out the picture, but all of this is connected, because if he catfished them to the bridge, right? And the little girl, for you guys that have been following the whole story, the big picture is that the next day, Keegan Klein was talking to another girl on the internet that was Abby and Libby's friend. And he was talking to them about Abby and Libby. And when this little girl goes to get off the school bus that day, she sees a man dressed in black with a ski mask on at her window, and she runs. So somebody was at her house to probably do harm to her. Who was that? Richard Allen never talked to this little girl. Richard Allen never had conversations with Abby or Libby. But yet there's a man with a ski mask on at this girl's house. Now, I don't know if Keegan Klein and his father were connected on the black web, or they were connected to Odinism. I mean, I don't really know. I just know there's a lot of reasonable doubt in this case to me, and there's no 100% solid evidence. Now, if they would have found Richard Allen's DNA, like they did Brian Kohlberger's in the Idaho Forest case, I would say, okay, it looks like he was there. But we know he was there because he confessed to being there. But in the beginning, he said, I was there and I didn't do anything to anybody. And not one witness, like we've been saying, has pointed him out and said, that's the guy I seen at the bridge, right? There's no DNA. He confessed to, you know, in the beginning, he didn't know how the little girls died. He only learned how the little girls died from his lawyers. As his lawyers were coming in talking to him, they were giving him information in the case from his deposition so he could defend himself. And that's where he got this information from. And if you go over the history of time, there's been a lot of people that have confessed to crimes that later on through DNA found out that they did not commit.
Well, it was said in the Frank's motion also that they told him his family and his wife were going to be hurt if he didn't confess.
So
there's a lot.
And if the faster the jury comes back, the more likely it's going to be that he's guilty. The longer they go, which, you know, they were there all them hours the other day, maybe somebody's in there saying, hey, this dude might not have done it. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly. It's Alamo City.
Hey, Alamo.
How you doing, PJ? I can at least say hi to you today. Yeah, this Richard Allen stuff. So I want to ask you and PJ. I want both of y'all's opinions.
Well, ask PJ. I gotta go grab Lolo.
She's gonna get.
Okay.
Wrangler's gonna.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So I had asked in chat, but you probably didn't see what I asked. So what I want to know is, like, if you look at Bridge Guy and you look at how he's got his face down and the width of his face, even like to the shape of the nose, it does look like him, I kind of think. But you know what?
Like Ron Logan too, and it kind of could.
See, I've never seen a picture of him.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what he looks like to compare. So I'll have to go and look that up.
The
for
thing
myself,
about those sketches, the video we can go by, but there was two different sketch artists that worked on sketches also, and that's some of what they were going by as to who did it. The sketches turned out not to be allowed in the court after they started the court case. Like all of a sudden those were just, that's not it. It's weird. It's just,
Man, I can only say this, okay? I've been to band camp, okay?
Me
There isn't
too.
such a thing. Oh, I've been to varsity band camp, junior band camp, you know. But anyway, there is a thing of you do 24 hours in a cell and they don't let you out on one, okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a real thing. So, yeah, him already, like, I don't know, like, I guess they said he has some emotional problems or
He had severe depression before he came in and
severe
was said
depression.
to have been
So, yeah,
on medicine and everything.
legally, his mental state, he shouldn't have been able to be in a cell like
Well,
that
he wasn't
alone.
supposed to be in it for more than 13 or 15 days. I don't remember the exact number.
15 days with mental health
15.
issues.
And I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never seen nobody go to band camp and go straight up to varsity. They usually stay in junior, you know, till you go to court.
Mm-hmm.
But they put him in there. They treating him like he done Hannibal Lecter, right? Or he Jason. I mean, I don't know.
They
I
did
mean,
treat him
that's
like
some,
Hannibal Lecter.
that's some,
Even when
yeah.
they
So
walked
if
him into court with all them restraints, it's like, did he hurt somebody at some point in time? Like usually you see that when somebody's being
Violent in the jail.
before. Like
Yeah.
remember the girl that
Yeah.
spit on the one guy and she came in and she looked a little crazy and all tied down like that. But
Well,
never.
that tells you one thing. He wasn't spitting, I guess, because they would have put some kind of a spit guard on him.
Yeah.
They got this thing. They got this thing in Alamo City, like in their jail. My son used to be a jailer out this way. But anyway, they got this thing where they like tie him down in the chair, it restrains them, and then they put a spit guard
The buck
on
chair.
their head.
Here,
Yeah, and
here,
they can't-
here in my city, like if you're in a jail, usually everybody in the jail wears gray or they'll wear orange. If you wear red in the jail, if you're in a red jumper, that means you threaten the guard or try to resist the guard. And you never, they say in our city, you never want to go to court wearing red because the judge knows you're being uncooperative in the jail and they give you more time if you go in there in red.
That's interesting to color code them like that by behavior. That is interesting.
Yeah, that's how they
All
do
right,
it.
well, look, I'm going to let somebody else call in. Y'all be good.
All right.
And bye, PJ.
All right, peace. Ron Logan, for the person that just asked, Carrie A. Ron Logan is the property owner where Abby and Libby was found. They were found on Ron Logan's property. So that's where Ron Logan came into play. Ron Logan had a real crazy alibi about where he was at. He was at a tropical fish store for hours looking at fish. And his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, told stories about him being violent, hitting her in the head with a wrench. And she said she listened to the tape of the bridge guy, and that is Ron Logan. Okay, so there's reasonable doubt right there. Okay, I mean, but a lot of this stuff wasn't brought into court. This is stuff we know
The judge didn't allow any of it.
that's coming out through the internet and media. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. Hey, PJ.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
It's Army Mom.
Hey, Army Mom.
I was just wondering, I hope they find this man innocent because I believe he's innocent as well. But what happens if he does get out? How's his life going to be?
It's not going to be good.
Yeah, well, he'll need
not.
he'll need to get his mental health right first before he sues the city, because that's what's going to happen if he is found
I'm
innocent.
worried about all this medication, the Haldol and everything they've given him. And
Well, we can't name medications here because we're not medical professionals, and YouTube is real funny about that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one that has really severe side effects.
Yes, and I'm just worried about when he gets out after being under the influence of the so-said medication, how he's going to act. I mean, he's going to be paranoid.
Well, I don't think they should be forcing
people
medication on you when you ain't been found guilty yet.
No, I think the reason why they're doing all this is because they want to make him crazy and hallucinate and lose his mind and think and actually believe that he did do it.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe the nerve of the person on stand where they were asked whether or not he was pretending. They said he was pretending, but then it's like, yeah, but we gave him this medicine. And then it's like, so you gave him medicine for pretending to be ill?
Yeah. You don't give people that ain't got nothing wrong with the medicines. You know what I'm saying? They gave it to him because he was crazy. And now they're trying to say he wasn't crazy. Then why did you give him the medicine?
Exactly. And I'm a nurse, and I have dealt with medications like that, and
Mm-hmm.
people that seem to be calm and you can hallucinate, get
Mm-hmm.
delusional, believe you're somewhere you're not. You can get violent. I mean, there's so many things that.
Mhm.
I wonder if
I
he
just feel
didn't
for-
start confessing until after he got that dose. I don't know the exact timeline off the top of my head, but that
Well,
would
you,
be
you
curious.
even heard me been telling people that this new medication that I'm on, it makes me have these dreams that I believe are real when they're happening. And medicines do have those crazy side effects to
Oh
them.
yes.
And even
That's
me,
true.
I'm having like weird side effects from the medicine that I'm on, but my doctor told me just to deal with it for now. And once, I'm all healed up, we'll try to tweak the medicine a little bit to stop the bad dreams.
Yes, and I'm so glad you're doing so much better, Dolly.
Yeah, I am too. I'm glad I'm doing better too. I'm probably the gladdest.
But I would pack my family up and just get the heck away from here where nobody knows who I am or where I am. And I'm so concerned about when he gets out. I think they're going to find this man innocent or be a hung jury or something.
I think he's innocent, but I think they're going to find him guilty. For just some reason, I just got this feeling because they've been doing everything they can to make sure this man goes to prison, leaving out a lot of the witnesses, a lot of the story, Keegan Kline, Ron Logan's girlfriend, and I just feel like
Elvis Fields.
Yeah, Elvis Fields. And I just think they're trying to put him in prison. And if you try hard enough, you can get somebody put in prison.
I think they're going to have a hung jury.
We're going to see.
It's an injustice either way.
Well, I hope it has a happy ending and he sues them and he goes away to a tropical island somewhere and just lives.
If he didn't do it, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't want to see a guilty person get away with it. But right now, what I've heard from this, because we ain't seen anything,
Ron
we've
Logan's
only heard.
not alive.
I don't think there's enough. That's just my opinion. I'm not an expert, but my opinion is that they really haven't proved to me. If I was on the jury, from the information that has been coming out, I couldn't convict a man.
But yeah, I would love for you to call in. You're so pro Richard Allen is guilty. I really want to have a conversation with somebody that really truly.
Okay.
Yeah, call in. I'm gonna let you go. Maybe they'll call in.
All right, you be good. Peace.
She's trying to tell us in chat how the side effects are very low and it's not going to cause you to come. But paranoia and desperation.
Yeah, all those things. Dolly. Yeah.
Mabster.
What's up, Mabs?
Oh, I had a pretty wild day. I went in old Betsy, my 35-year-old dump truck, and hooked up my skid steer and brought it back.
Okay.
Went to the gas station, and some chick comes ripping around in the gas station and slams into my bumper.
Oh, Lord. You all right?
Yeah.
Is you in the truck or out of it?
Yeah. I was in the truck.
Oh, okay.
I had barely even moved. I moved like 3 feet, and then boom. And I thought it was my fault. So I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry I hit you. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I looked both ways, and she wasn't there. And she wasn't there because she was going so fast and tried to zip around me, to get to the other side of the pumps. And the way she hit me and how far she was away, and I heard her skid. I'm like, she must have been doing 25 miles an hour on that.
Oh, okay.
So I called her back, and I said, I don't think I did. It's my fault after all. And now they're like, oh, we're going to get legal.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're all right, man. We're trying to stay on track here.
Yeah. I know. So RA is getting the shaft.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. I mean, dude, the way the judge is acting, not letting all this evidence in, what is the motive behind that?
Trying to get a conviction.
Keeping all the evidence out.
They spent over $4 million trying this man. They want the conviction.
This is not a fair trial. The judge is partial.
I believe so too. I mean, that's my belief.
The judge is kicking out all kinds of evidence, not allowing won't allow Keegan Kline to come.
I thought she agreed to Keegan.
No, she didn't.
She didn't?
No, it was put in as a request, and then it was just outstanding until she responded to it, and then she finally responded to it and declined it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Keegan, that would crack the whole case. I truly believe.
I mean, the guy who catfished him onto the bridge can't testify.
That's what it looks like.
What the hell?
I know.
That's like the main dude.
I know.
He started the whole thing.
I know.
He can't. It's illegal for him to testify because we're rigging this.
Well, they're rigging it. I ain't got nothing to do with
Yeah.
it. Okay. I'm not trying to put an innocent man away for the rest of his life. I'm just speaking on it, and just giving my opinion, but that's what it appears.
I want to know if R.A. has a criminal history, if he's ever been,
He doesn't.
No little girls.
There's been
Never
no
done this
criminal
before.
history. There's been no history.
No criminal history. And you got Keegan and his dad with all this history, all this shit on their computers. They catfished him in. They're both using the same computer. They should both be in jail just for that.
Yeah.
Just like
and they fled. They left. Both of them left
Maddie.
too. They went to Vegas for a while and were out there picking up prostitutes and stuff.
They fled to Vegas to bang prostitutes wherever the hell they did.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping those two guys out of the courtroom is a
Well, I believe Keegan's
crime.
dad passed away.
I think so.
Oh man.
So it's just Keegan left.
But Keegan knows what happened. He has to.
Yeah, I
He
know.
was part of the
He changes his story up so much that every time he says something, he's all over the board.
It's different.
He'll confess to something, then he'll take it back, and then he'll.
Are they jabbing him with psychomedicine?
I mean, I don't know what they're doing with him. It's not being released, but he got 30 years for the child P that was on his computer.
Damn. That's a lot.
Yeah, he had a lot of
That's
bad
more than
stuff.
the murderer. That's more than the suitcase murderer.
He had a lot of bad things on his computer of young kids. So,
Man.
a monster.
So, what kind of young kids? What age bracket?
Young.
Abby and Libby's age bracket?
And younger.
Cool.
So
it's just, common sense says you got to look at these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they catfished him in. They admitted to that. He did, Keegan.
Yeah. All right, man.
Okay, so
we're running out of
all
time.
right.
I appreciate you
All right,
calling in.
peace.
All right, peace.
Later.
I'm trying to keep all the calls about 5 minutes, guys, not to be rude, but sometimes some of these calls can go on and on and on and on. People will tell you their granny's apple pie recipe and all kinds of stuff. So while we got about 15 minutes left, PJ, do you want to go into Idaho 4 real quick?
No, I want to talk to somebody that believes he's innocent.
Okay. Well, we'll give you a chance. Anybody out there that believes he's innocent, call in. So PJ
Bogey
wants
said she was too
wants to talk to you.
nervous to call.
She's too nervous. We don't bite.
I
If
just
you
really
truly
wanna
believe
know.
he's innocent, let us know why. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly. It's always like a delay at first. Well, this Alamo City calling again.
Okay.
I had another thought that I didn't bring up earlier.
Okay.
That, if Richard Allen is, innocent and he gets to walk free, that man has got such a lawsuit. He'll own that place.
I know. I said the same thing. They spent $4 million to put him in jail, put up these fences, things like that. And if he's found
crazy.
innocent, he has a lawsuit for torturing him and for putting him in prison.
Yeah. Oh man, I know. I mean, it's heartbreaking to think about all that he's gone through. I mean, because it's bad enough, band camp is not fun.
Mhm.
And then if you get kind of tortured and treated bad, man, that makes it 20, 50, 100 times worse,
Yeah.
And I don't know. We gonna see. I can't wait to see what they finna give Leilani Simon.
Oh yeah, the 21st is her sentence.
Yeah. Right before Thanksgiving.
So me and
before the
PJ,
holiday.
are we going down there, PJ? That's the plan. We're going to
I
be
wasn't
there.
going to tell anybody, but yeah.
Oh, we ain't telling nobody. So we ain't going to be there allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly,
we won't be there.
With Molly.
So
well, allegedly, that's awesome. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna let somebody else call in.
All right,
bye, PJ.
All right, peace. All right. So if y'all were calling during that, call back. PJ wants to talk to somebody that thinks Richard Allen's innocent. I wanted to discuss Idaho 4 a little bit, but all right, we'll get to it. Dolly, PJ. Not Dolly.
I'm going to take a shower. I quit.
Hold on. This might be an innocent person. Dolly. PJ, hello.
Dolly, PJ, hi.
Hey.
This is Jackie O.
Hey, Jackie O.
Jackie O.
So I just want to say that I am one of those people that thinks he's innocent.
Innocent?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we were looking for somebody that thought he was guilty.
And I'm here to provide you with that.
Okay.
So the thing is, when you were first talking about this case, I didn't know much about it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, man, Dolly's tripping.
Uh-huh.
That dude is guilty AF.
Yeah.
But then I started listening to you more, and then you talking about the things that just didn't add up, the things that didn't make sense. So then I started doing my own research as well as listening to you. And I've come to the conclusion, I think he's innocent.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think I mean, I've thought this for a little while, that I couldn't just myself, as I have the hardest time understanding why he's confessing to something he didn't do. Right? Because I truly think he didn't do it, but yet he's confessing. And usually if somebody confessed, I would believe it. Right. But there's so many things that happen around this that don't add up. And if his first confession would have been accurate, I would say he did it. Okay. But his first confession was so far off from what really happened that he didn't even know what he was confessing to.
Exactly.
You know, his first confession, he shot the girls in the back. The girls won't never shot. So, I mean, you don't even know how they died. You damn sure can't be the killer.
And also, it's the fact that didn't he call the police or whatever to say, hey, I was there that day? Like, who does that? If you kill some people, who's going to do that?
Somebody got mental health issues.
I mean, if it was me, and I did something dirty like that, and I mean, I would never. But if I unalive some people, you think I'm going to call the cops and be like, yeah, I was there that day?
I can tell you now, I'm not calling the cops and telling them I did it. Hell no.
Exactly.
You're going to have to catch me on your own. I ain't handing myself over.
That's my point.
I'm a
and
runner.
That's just one of the things. Right? No, I'm just not. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Well, like I said, I would never do anything like that. I'm sure you would never do anything like that. But I doggone sure am not going to call the cops and be like, yeah, I was there that day too.
Yeah.
I was there.
I ain't putting myself in jail. I don't work for the police force. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do some good detective work and get me.
Exactly. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I definitely do now. I was a skeptic at first. I thought you were crazy. I was like, Dolly's tripping.
I am
Dolly's
crazy,
tripping.
but I'm the good kind of crazy.
Well, so am I. So we're two of the same.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, Dolly's tripping. That dude is crazy AF. He is guilty AF. That dude is guilty.
Well, he is crazy AF.
listening.
He is crazy AF.
Well, maybe.
You know, you can be right and wrong at the same time.
But I'm just saying, like, I was thinking, maybe I used the wrong words. I was thinking that dude is guilty. He is so guilty. But now I've done some research, like I said. I've been listening to you more. And I'm convinced the dude is innocent. So that's for PJ. Shout out to PJ. I'm on the innocent crew.
All right. Well, you be good. Stay safe and don't be hanging out in the woods. That's where all the killers are at.
Oh, I definitely will not. Y'all take care now.
All right. Peace.
All right.
All right. Now let's talk about somebody that's guilty, in my opinion. Brian Kohlberger. Guilty. A little bit different because, you know, that knife sheath is there. Brian Kohlberger ordered that exact same knife sheath off of Amazon.
Right.
Touched DNA that led back to his family on the button of the sheath. Okay. You have not a good alibi for Brian Kohlberger. He said
he was stargazing.
Stargazing. Okay. And, you know, his phone circumstantial evidence is piling up against him because his phone
was off during the incident and then powered back on and in the vicinity of the house.
Yeah, and he had been scoping that house out because
and then it was back the next morning.
Yeah, and he drove back by the next morning. And you know, when he drove back by, this is the crazy thing. You know, he thought the police and everything were going to be there.
He had to.
Right. And he gets there and there's no police there. There's no police till like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
I wonder if he sat there waiting for police to get there.
Like he probably pulled up like, what the hell is going on? Right. Like I killed people in here. Where's the police? I think, you know how criminals return to the crime scene, and sometimes when the news,
it's like they get giddy watching them.
yeah,
like,
the
freak
news
out.
is out there. Sometimes they'll even get on the news and act like they just a bystander. So I think he went to do something like that, and when he got there, there was nothing going on. Some people thought he realized he left that knife sheath, and he returned that morning to get the knife sheath. If that's the case, then why didn't he go back up in the house?
There's no way, because I believe what you said originally, that he thought he was going to have a show to watch.
Yeah, and there was nothing going on.
I don't think he thought he was going to go back there and tiptoe back into the room and get his knife sheath.
And then, you know, there's still people in here that believe Brian Kohlberger is innocent.
That's because that circus guy
right?
made everybody into freaking skeptics. But at the same time, I do see how a lot of these cases lately, it's like they're becoming more and more harder to prove.
Yeah, especially these big high profile murder cases, because sometimes the defense puts up a good defense, because like this is say if I was defending Brian Kohlberger, which I think he's guilty, but you got that footprint that's in the house that don't match his. Okay, it's a bigger footprint than his foot. It's a shoe that they never recovered. You have Bethany and Dylan in the house as eyewitnesses, but yet they didn't call the police when they seen a crime taking place, and definitely heard the crime taking place. And the police were lying to us in the beginning, saying they had no clue to who the killer was. They knew he was a white guy. They knew he was over 6 foot. They knew he had bushy eyebrows, but they didn't want to panic the college. Dolly, PJ.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rose from Virginia.
Hey, Rose.
I gotta take a shower.
I got two little points I'd like to ask.
Uh-huh.
On the Delphi thing, how come the person who catfished those girls is not under suspicion? Because that's just a weird thing to do to young girls.
I agree. I would say he should be, and he should have been allowed to testify in court, so the defense could have asked him questions, and they didn't allow it. And to me,
that's just very lame. And why the girls wouldn't have been where they went if they didn't think they were going there to meet a cute boy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that person needs to have responsibility. Anyway, on the Kohlberger, the thing, and I think I've mentioned this to you before, what bothers me often, that when he got arrested, the first words out of his mouth was, "Did anyone else get arrested?"
Yeah.
So that always stuck with me, because, you know, you got to think, to have the plan to murder 4 people by yourself, that's pretty risky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn risky. So it makes me think maybe there was another person that's getting away with this. But if Brian tells that there was a co-conspirator or whatever, he's going to be telling on himself.
Well, there may have been a driver, because Dylan, you know, was an eyewitness to the crimes, and she only seen one to sell it. Yeah. Unless she missed the other one and didn't see him, but she said Brian Kohlberger walked right by her.
Well, she stayed in her room the whole time. She thought there was arguing going. She heard something, right?
She had to.
She thought it was.
I think she knew, and either she froze up or scared or what it may be.
Imagine you're getting stabbed and you're not screaming or.
They were screaming. You know? They were screaming.
And so I remember it was pointed out that the girls, you know, the roommates that, you know, are still alive, thought that, you know, maybe the couple and everybody was arguing upstairs. So, and she stayed in her room. So if there were 2 people, Brian and another weirdo, one of them could have gotten out, and maybe that's the one who left that footprint, you know.
Possibly. I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah, but it just always sticks in my mind, him saying, well, did anybody else get arrested?
Yeah.
You think about that a minute, you know?
Okay.
Why would that be your first question? All right, later.
All right, Big Rose.
Love you, PJ.
All right, go ahead and close this phone line, because PJ got to get ready to go to bed. So sorry we can't take your call. I will be back at 12:30, but I'm not talking true crime. I'm talking about, are alien abductions really happening? Are UFOs real? And are alien abductions happening as we speak, right? So that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that's an hour and a half from now. So if you're into aliens and you're into alien abduction, I will be back live in an hour and a half. Now, the question we want to ask you guys tonight to leave in the comment box after this video ends in just a couple minutes. What do you think? Has the prosecution done enough to convict Richard Allen? And if you believe he's innocent, let me know. If you believe he's guilty, sorry, misspoke. If you believe he's guilty, give me some reasons why you think he is guilty. Okay.
Because he confessed. That's what they're going to say.
And the same question for Brian Kohlberger. Is Brian Kohlberger innocent? And if you believe he's innocent, give me some reasons why you think Brian Kohlberger is innocent. All right, because I think he's guilty. I think Richard Allen is innocent. So I want to see the comparison of this. And please be respectful in the comments. If you disagree with my opinion, that's perfectly fine. But please don't be hateful. I'm not hateful to you guys when y'all think the opposite of me. So please don't be hateful to me for my opinions.
Karen Reed's still guilty.
Karen Reed's still guilty. I'm going with innocent because I drank the Kool-Aid tonight.
She did mess up and say what she did.
Well, I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm going with Karen Reed is innocent. Okay. Totally innocent. She wouldn't do it. How dare them blame Karen Reed tonight? All right. So listen, make sure if you haven't, like the video, leave a comment. And also, if nobody else out there loves you, Dolly does. You guys be good. Peace.
Bye, PJ.
Bye, PJ. See you at 12:30. Aliens, alien abductions. I want to see every one of you there. Peace.